Today I'll be showing you how to get out of bounds of Deep Dives, which is a Season 21 arena in Destiny 2. You can select it from the helm and even launch it as a private fire team so you can explore freely. The first part of this video is going to show you how to get out of bounds and get right up next to the sea monster so you can give it a nice kiss or shoot it in the eye. The out of bounds for this route is right after you're supposed to plant the resonator. Just don't plant it and head to the right and you'll be able to get out of the map by jumping on this divot and then out onto the rafters. Do us a favor and subscribe if you enjoy this type of content. Once out of the map and on the rafters, follow my path and be prepared to start doing some Z climbing with grapple. You'll want to set a grapple node in the distance over here. If you go to the left, you'll hit the water effect and you'll fall to your death. But if you stay to the right, you'll be able to continue grappling forever. To make this process a little bit easier, you're going to want to have grenade recharge, which you can get from the beginning. If you don't see it when you load in, just load in again. From here, you're just going to want to do some Z climbing with your grapple. If you don't know how to do that, I will link a video below and pin it. It's from Froggy. He shows you how to Z climb and how to infinite grapple with a hunter still. We've gotten a lot better with Z climbing because Froggy and I were both out here exploring. We both got up here and saw the sea monster together, and that was really cool because we were trying to get up here through the water and that was just impossible. As you'll see, there is a safe spot right here where I land. Go ahead and set your spawn point, take a look at the chest pieces, take it in. Once that's done and your grapple is recharged, go ahead and go all the way to the top. You'll just want to make sure you get enough height to not be beneath the room that you spawn in, because that will be water and you won't be able to get up from there. There are so many barriers and pushbacks right here that you really can't explore too far. However, turning around and coming over here will allow you to jump through this crack and get as close as you want to the monster. There are a ton of barriers around it, and even if you get to the part where there's no barriers, there is no collider and you just go right through it. The rest of this video will be going over the potential future weeks of this seasonal activity. That includes the areas for the bosses Kutuzad and Kel'Garath. If you don't want them spoiled, then go ahead and leave the video now. The path to this first section is pretty simple. You're going to want to aim for this tower in the distance and land directly under it. If you land too soon, you'll be stuck behind a bunch of terrain, so make sure you land inside the terrain as close to the tower as possible. Once you land, look for these translucent little plants sticking through. Once you see them, you know that you're in the right spot and the hole is right behind it. This hole puts you back in the normal progression of the mission, so you'll be able to open doors, get the bubbles, and progress to the next boss arena. It should be noted that you can get the collectibles for the aquarium while you're in here. I was able to get 4 out of 6, and I know where the other 2 are. However, the other 2 are really hard to get. If you're able to get them all from out of bounds, let me know. That would be awesome, because you could get the ghost first. Because the Triumph only has 3 bosses listed, I don't think this is realistically going to be a boss arena. I think this will be more like the room above where you have to do waves or some sort of activity in order to progress. You might notice that there are 2 doors in this area, one over here on this little island and one over to the right. The door on the right takes you to an area that I've already done a video on. Make sure to check the top right or check the description in order to see that. It's an area called Hadal Sunken Shelf, and realistically it's a place where you'll fight Kel'Garath. There's also another area that gives off vibes of the dog petting mission. It is a pyramid door, and when you enter the area, it is called the Drowning. It has some sort of maze that seemingly something will chase you in, and it ends with an area called the Audience. So for the next part of the video, we're going to go into the room that was in the middle of that giant area we just left. It's the same route as everything before. However, when you get to this tower, float on by it and land beneath. Once down here, let the pressure kill you and you'll be able to respawn in the same spot, but without the water effect. Once you respawn, just hop down and follow my path. Once down here, the first thing you should notice is that there's a dark and a light dome surrounding this entire area. They both have multiple holes that you can fall down into, but do know that they are not visual effects and they are physical, and you can walk and get blocked by them. If you come to where I'm at, you should be able to die and respawn without the water pressure and be able to explore a little bit better. You'll notice that we're in between the domes, but if you come down here, you should be able to go under the light dome and then grapple back up. This spot can be a little bit finicky, but it is the first way I was able to get in here. If you skip a little bit ahead, there is another hole that is way easier to use. So the easier route is just down here at the very bottom, hop down and look for a little door, and then right to the left you can see a hole in the distance. I guess the one thing that should be kept in mind for these holes is you can use them to get out of these areas. So when these missions become active, we should be able to oob out and come out here and see if there's anything else. In my other video about the door on the right that leads to the drowning, I didn't show this, so I'm going to show a nice little preview of where you can go. If you head this direction, this is the hallway that is on the right hand side. You can go around the back of it and jump in and trigger the load zone while you're in there. Doing so will spawn you in there and load that section. While down here, you can traverse back up and try to make your way to the door. If you get to the door, there is no switch to open it, but you do hit another load zone and get stuck behind a green shield. There are shenanigans in here like trip mines underwater, which is just crazy. If you enjoyed the video or learned something new, please consider subscribing or leaving a like. If you didn't, then leave a dislike and drop a comment below to let us know why. And as always, stay curious, Guardians.